As an INFJ, I've always been searching for friendship through words. Not through smiles or loud laughter in a crowded place, but through deep, meaningful words. The kind that come from a quiet night when someone finally decides to speak what's inside their heart. I have always longed to hear what people don't say to anyone else, their fears, their insecurities, their secret joys, the stories behind their eyes. If you are like me, you probably understand this too, whether you're an INFJ, an introvert, or simply someone who's tired of shallow small talk. This video is for you. Before I begin, I want to make something clear. This is not a promotional video. I'm not being sponsored, and no one asked me to talk about this. It's just something that became a part of my life, something that helped me connect with real people in a world that often feels unreal. It's an app I've been using for years, and I truly think you might love it too. Let's start with something simple. Do you actually enjoy those one-word comments on social media? The quick hi, a hello, cool, or nice? I don't. And if you're anything like me, you don't either. It's not about being arrogant or antisocial. It's because those surface-level interactions feel empty. Every time I see a comment that shallow, it feels like a missed opportunity, like a door that was closed too soon. Because deep down, we crave more than just conversation. We crave connection. We want to see the person behind the words, not just a username or a profile picture. We want to know what makes them cry, what gives them hope, what they dream of when no one's watching. But in this world of fast communication, depth is disappearing. We scroll endlessly, double tap on pictures, and move on without feeling anything real. Somehow, the more connected we become, the lonelier we feel. Sometimes I wonder, when was the last time someone asked you, "How are you?" and actually waited for your real answer? And that's where I found something that changed me. Writing letters. Yes, letters. Old-fashioned, slow, thoughtful letters. I remember reading this quote from Franz Kafka. He said, "Writing is a deeper sleep than death. Just as one wouldn't pull a corpse from its grave, I can't be dragged from my desk at night." Those words never left me. Writing is like dreaming with your soul awake. It's where we finally stop pretending. When you write, your emotions show themselves even between the lines you didn't mean to write. When you exchange letters, you're not just communicating, you're feeling, and maybe that's what we've all been missing. Writing long letters helped me find not only other people, but also myself. Through words, I discovered that every person carries an entire universe inside them. I've read letters from people who lost love, who've been heartbroken, who've survived domestic violence, who've been bullied or misunderstood, and each letter felt like opening a window to their soul. They didn't write like strangers. They wrote like poets who lived through something only their hearts could describe. At first, I used to believe emotions belonged to a few people, that maybe women expressed more, that men were quiet, but that belief shattered the more I read. I received letters from men who wrote about heartbreak, loneliness, and silent grief. They told me things they never told anyone because in real life no one listened. Society tells them to stay strong, to hide emotions, to never cry. But when they wrote, they became human again. That's when I realized something powerful. Writing gives people permission to feel. And maybe that's all we really need sometimes, permission to be human. The place where I found this magic is an app called Slowly. You can download it from the Play Store, the Apple Store, or even use it on the web. It's a digital pen pal app, but it's not like any other messaging platform. It's different because it's slow. When you send a letter, it takes time to arrive, depending on how far the other person is, sometimes a few hours, sometimes a few days. And in that waiting, something beautiful happens. The waiting itself becomes part of the emotional process. By the time your letter reaches someone, it already carries your sincerity, your heart, your energy. You create an account, add your interests, write a short bio, select the languages you know, and then you can start writing. You can reply to letters or publish what's called an open letter. That's where you write about anything, your thoughts, your feelings, your story. And someone out there, maybe thousands of miles away, might read it and reply. And that's how it begins. A conversation not built on looks or likes, but on something real. What makes Slowly different is how it values words over appearances. On most social platforms, people start conversations with a photo or a compliment. On Slowly, they start with a thought, a question, a reflection. You might end up discussing art, loneliness, your favorite books, or your childhood dreams. And through those slow exchanges, trust begins to grow. When people write without seeing your face, they don't judge. They don't assume. They simply listen and share. One of my closest online friends is someone I met on Slowly. We've never exchanged photos, never called, and maybe never will. But I know how she feels when it rains. I know what songs remind her of her childhood. I know how her grandmother's kitchen used to smell. That's what real connection feels like. Quiet, patient, and honest. There's a psychological reason why this kind of writing feels so powerful. Researchers from the University of Texas, like James Pennebaker, studied something called expressive writing therapy. He found that writing about your emotions, even privately, can reduce stress, improve emotional balance, and even boost your immune system. Because when you write, you slow your mind down. You stop running from your pain. You process it one sentence at a time. You turn chaos into meaning, and that's where healing starts. For people like INFJs, empaths, or anyone who feels deeply, writing becomes our natural therapy. It's where we can express what our voice can't always say. Slowly gave me a space where I didn't have to pretend to be okay. I could simply write, feel, and connect. Over the years, Slowly has taught me lessons I never expected. I learned that people are far more fragile than they appear. That silence doesn't mean absence. It often means pain waiting for words. I learned that empathy is rare, but when it's real, it changes people. Each letter I received became a lesson. Some taught me about love, others about loss. Some made me cry, others made me laugh at life's small ironies. Through it all, I realized that writing to strangers isn't really about finding others, it's about rediscovering yourself. If you ever decide to try it, it's simple. Create your account, add your interests and languages, and start exploring. You'll see open letters written by people from all over the world. Some are seeking connection, some are sharing their thoughts, and some are simply writing to exist. Read them, feel them, and when something touches your heart, reply. Or write your own open letter. Pour your heart into it. Be honest. Don't overthink the grammar or the structure. Just be you. The right people will find it. And when you receive a letter, take your time, read it slowly, reply when you're ready. It's not about instant answers. It's about genuine emotion. If you're watching this and thinking, I wish someone could understand me, then maybe this is your space. If you're tired of small talk, tired of pretending, tired of being surrounded by noise, but still feeling alone, maybe what you need is to slow down and write. Because when we write, we open doors that speech often keeps closed. That's the quiet beauty of Slowly. It brings back something the modern world forgot. Sincerity. If you've already used the app or if you have your own stories from it, I'd love to hear them in the comments. And if you'd like to receive a letter from me or from other INFJs who understand this feeling, you can share your Slowly ID below so we can find you. Let's build a small corner of the internet where words still matter, a place where we don't need filters or photos to feel seen, because maybe the world doesn't need more voices shouting. Maybe it just needs more people who listen deeply. So happy writing, my friends, and remember, somewhere out there, someone is waiting to read your words.